Now I'm just gonna take my Flawless. Damn, that looks sickly. Alright guys, so it's time for a really simple Halloween look, which is so unlike me, like you have no idea. I mean, most of you do have an idea. I just thought it would be really fun to sit down and do a really simple Halloween makeup look using only drugstore products. And the Halloween look that I'm doing is kind of like a stitched up version of myself. So it's a very simple look. Honestly, I'm not even sure that anyone's doing anything for Halloween. Like, I hope we're not going to a bunch of parties with a bunch of people, right? Because the virus is still a thing. But I figured it would be a lot of fun to do this anyway, in case people are watching this when we can actually celebrate Halloween next year, hopefully in 2021. But I hope that you guys enjoy this. I am going to do an actual talk through Halloween look, which I never do. The thing is, my Halloween looks are like 5 to 8 hours me sitting here, and I just can't sit there in front of a camera like talking the whole time. So that's why most of the time I do voiceovers for those kind of videos. But I thought I would sit down and talk to you guys about what I'm doing today, because I just think it's like more personal. I personally like talk through videos a lot more than voiceovers, and this is going to take me a lot less time hopefully than 5 to 8 hours, because I have to do a look after this. But yeah, before I get into this video, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload a new video. I was uploading every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I promise it'll be back in November. I'm just like so overwhelmed, because if you head over to my Instagram, show me some love there, follow me there, you'll notice that I'm doing 31 days of Halloween. So a new look every single day. Most of the time it's body paint. Sometimes it's a little more simple like today. Let's get into this video. All right, so I'm gonna start off with my eyebrows. These few things are not drugstore, and I'm sorry about that, but like I haven't found the drugstore equivalent of the Benefit. This is the brow conditioning primer. I like to use this to like comb my brows upwards. I kind of already used it. I want to do the fluffy brow. All right, now I'm gonna take the Glossier Brow Flick and the Boy Brow. These are so dirty. I don't know why my stuff is always so dirty. It's so embarrassing. But I'm going to use these in conjunction with my NYX micro brow pencil. So it's kind of drugstore. This is in the shade black, because black is like, it matches my hair a little bit more. By the way, this is not the way my hair is going to be. I'm just like going to change it up, I promise. The last non-drugstore thing, I promise, is the Benefit. This is the Air Stick Foundation, and I'm just gonna clean up my brows with this. I don't really like this as a foundation. I need to find a good drugstore stick foundation, but this is perfect for cleaning up the brows right under, making them nice and sharp. All right, I'm just gonna prime the rest of the lid using concealer. Talk about it later. Now I'm just gonna take my Flawless concealer brush and buff that in. Alright, so the palette I'm going to be using today is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. If you saw my video, my first impressions, my review comparing the e.l.f. J Kiss palette to this one, you know that I like this one more, which is crazy because I thought I would like the rainbow one more, but this is insanely good. I'm going to like do a very neutral look today. I'm also taking the e.l.f. J Kiss brushes and also the BH Nazanin Kavari brush set, which are drugstore brushes. So pretty much everything in this is drugstore. Like, there's only a few things. I'm very proud of myself, okay? Come a long way. I used to think high-end was it. But I'm gonna take the J3 brush first, and I'm gonna take the shade Sandy Bum. That's gonna be my transition shade. I'm just gonna put that all over the crease. I'm gonna take the shade Coconut. This is like a darker brown. It's pretty cool toned. I want to keep this pretty cool toned. And that's gonna go in the outer corner. I'm gonna blend it into the crease a little bit. So I'm just blending the two shades together now, making sure there's no harsh lines. By the way, that was the e.l.f. J4 brush that I used to pack on the darker shade. I'm not even gonna cut my crease. I'm gonna go straight in, and I'm gonna use, what shade do I want to use? I think I want to use Fortuna. I don't think I've used this one before. That is pretty warm tone, but I think it'll make a nice contrast. Oh, that's so pretty. I really do feel like it was too warm toned for this look. I'm gonna just put Paraiso over top and see if that helps cool it down a little bit. Ooh, that has a lot of fallout. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's too cool, too warm tone. Paraiso is probably my favorite shade in this palette because it has that shift. It's a duochrome. Oh my god, it's so stunning, man. I'm gonna take a little bit more of Coconut and just like blend in the two shades together, make sure there's not like a harsh line there too. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit of the black called Nightlife, and I'm just gonna take this J6 brush and just do a little bit of top liner. Nothing too crazy. I just wanted to like look a little bit smoked out than like a regular liquid liner. All right, moving on to the face. I did forget that I also have the Tatcha, the liquid silk canvas. Jeez, look at how dirty that is. This is my holy grail. I cannot get enough of this. This is a great primer. I do think I found the dupe, but I have to test it out more. But I'm testing a new foundation. It's not my first time using it or anything, but it's like I'm still testing it out, you know, like I want to make sure that it looks good. So I still need to use my Tatcha, my trusty Tatcha, because it really tells me the truth about whether a foundation is good or not. And the foundation I'm testing out is also from the drugstore. This is the Ordinary Full Coverage Foundation. I've heard great things about the serum foundation, but I was like, I needed something more full coverage. Like I always like full coverage more. I wanted to try this out. I've used it a few times and I still don't know how I feel about it. This is really affordable. Like I think it was $9 or something. Very, very affordable at Ulta. This is not drugstore. This is the It Cosmetics Love Beauty Fully brush. Kathleen always like raves about this brush and they always bring it back once a year, and last year they brought back like not the right one and she was upset about it, but this year she was like, oh my god, it looks the same as the one before, so you have to go out and buy it. So I did. Anything Kathleen says, I do. I trust her recommendation and I really do like this a lot. When I first applied this foundation, I really hate it. Like when I first applied it, I was like, ew, this is nasty. It looks really drying on my skin. You have to give it time. I feel like foundations look better once they set a little bit. This is like my perfect match though. This is the shade, in case you're interested, 1.2N. It's like light neutral. Also, you hear the liquid. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. I love it. I'm gonna take the CoverGirl. This is the True Blend Undercover Concealer. This is the shade Classic Ivory. I don't know how I feel about this yet either. I did use this in a testing new drugstore makeup, which hasn't gone up yet, and I think it's gonna go up after this video. I also think that I got too dark of a shade. Like I usually like to get one shade lighter in concealer. I'm gonna set my concealer with the JCat Aquassurance Compact Foundation. This is actually, I think, a dupe for a higher end powder. I'm gonna take the NARS MBH4 brush and just tap that under the eyes. I'm not 100% sure that I'm sold that it's a dupe, but I've heard it's a dupe and I'm working on a dupes video. It's coming soon. I feel like I look ghostly, like sickly, don't I? I am going to bring back a little bit of the warmth in my skin though. And I'm going to use the Milani. This is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. I really like this stuff. I did use it in that video, so I'm not going to say much more about it because I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to use the BHN NARS. This is the #1 brush. I really like this for making my skin look more bronzed, but this is a very cool tone bronzer. Perfect for this look. We want everything to be very cool. Kind of look like you're dead. Oh, I forgot that I was supposed to make sure my lips, so I look sickly. I'm not gonna put any lip color on, so, but I don't want to leave it completely flat, so that's why I'm adding the bronzer. I'm actually adding blush and highlight too, but it's gonna be very little. Damn, I look sickly. For blush, I'm gonna take the Burt's Bees Toasted Cinnamon. I think this is the most perfect blush for this look. It's a little bit warmer. I love this blush and it's broken, so I'm very sad, but I'm still gonna use it because I don't care. I'm gonna take very little of it, like less than I normally would, but I do want to just give some depth to my cheeks and my face. I'm gonna put some on my nose too. Let's do the lower lash line before we forget, because I just looked at my lower lash line and I was like, what the heck is missing? All right, so I'm just gonna take the same shades I took on the crease because I'm boring like that. Starting with the darker brown and then the transition shade. I'm actually gonna take it pretty far down, make myself look even more sickly. Then I'm actually going to take a little bit of the black really close to my lash line, lower lash line. I do want to go in with highlight. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild one. I actually haven't used this one yet, I don't think. And it's the shade I'm So Lit. Yeah, it's one of their loose highlighting powders. I've never used it, so I don't know, but I'm sure it's amazing. I really like that. Like, it looks really nice. All right, now it's time to get creative, guys. Are you excited? Because I am. I'm actually going to sketch out where I'm going to do the little slits. Yes, I have to take down my tank top. Don't worry. My tank top is still on. See? So I had to take this really cheap, like any cheap eyeliner. This is from the Dollar Tree, so I got it for $1. This is from LA Colors. And this is white, and it just helps me sketch out what I'm going to do before I actually do it. But I'm going to draw a line straight down my face all the way until my lips. It's going to serve as a guide. I'm going to do the little cuts. I'm also going to do the same thing as on my smile. It's basically going to be a smile. What else do I want to do? I want to do a heart where your heart goes. It's not really where your heart goes. You're not going to be able to see that. So I'm just going to sketch out a heart. Yep, this is why you sketch things out, because I kind of messed up there. And I'm gonna do a couple where my arms go. Maybe I'll do one in the middle of my neck. How do I do this? Yeah, like this. I'm gonna take coconut and I'm just going to, oh my god, I dipped it into the wrong one. Who is a hot mess today? Me. And honestly, this does not have to be perfect because you're gonna go over it anyway with a different shadow to blend everything out. All right, now I'm gonna take the shade Sandy Balm, which is the transition shade that I took, and just kind of blend everything together. This can be pretty messy. It doesn't have to be super precise or anything. This is the brush that I took with the darker shade, so it's just kind of helping blend it even more. I'm gonna go in with some red paint now to do the heart. I started tracing it, but I was like, I want to do the paint first because that's just the way you do things, and body paint. I'm really bad at drawing hearts. Isn't that like hilarious? I think I did okay. While that's drying, I have to be very careful because if I like smudge this, you'll be able to see it. But I'm gonna start drawing the dots. I'm gonna take this shade Coconut again, and I'm gonna draw little dots, pretty much a line of dots on every side. This is the most perfect brush for that. This is from Sigma, so it's not a drugstore brush, but it's okay. It's the E05 brush. It's an eyeliner brush. It's perfect. Really kind of forgot about the line on my neck. What the heck? This would have been easier to use to begin with. So I'm doing the same thing around the heart, by the way. Shading. I'm gonna take a little bit of white paint. Again, you don't need this Mayron paint. You can use whatever paint you have around. You can even use a white eyeliner. Whatever you have will work because you're not using very much of it. And we're just gonna connect the dots. By the way, this brush is from Dollar Tree. It came in a 2-pack with a bigger brush. I want to get more of those because they're perfect for like detail work like this. Now some of these you want to curve so that they look more 3D. We're going to go in with some shading when we're done. I'm going to take the little brush that I had before and I'm going to take more of the coconut shade, the dark brown shade. And I'm going to just put a little line in the middle of each little like white line so that it looks more 3D. This is how you get like all the details. You make it look more 3D. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on some lashes. Oh wait, I did want to talk to you about this. This is amazing. This Essence Lash Princess mascara, holy crap. Why have I been buying $20, $30 mascaras when this exists for $4, I think it was? It's insane. I'm gonna put some of this on and then I'm gonna pop on some lashes, which are also from the drugstore, by the way. For lashes, I'm gonna use the Kiss Lash Couture extensions. This is in the style Russian Volume. I love these so much and they're very, very affordable and they look super pretty. And I've worn these like at least 8 times by now and they're still going strong. Like, I love them. I think these are my new favorite lashes. They are so freaking pretty and so easy to use and they look so flattering on every single look I've done with them. I'm obsessed. Let me do something with my hair and I'll be right back. All right, so this is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are able to recreate this. It's very, very simple. It really didn't take me that long, maybe an hour, a little bit more than an hour because I had to sit here and explain things to you. It really was very simple and it was so much fun to do. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram, 31 Days of Halloween. I'm about to take this off and do, well, I have to take the picture first and then I have to do a whole body paint. And it's 2:30 in the afternoon, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right. And the buff that in. Buffed in. All right, I'm done.